Either we are there or not, ITSP Magazine still gets the best stories. There are plenty of conferences and all sorts of events that spark our curiosity and allow us to start conversations with some of the world's brightest minds. In person or virtually, we sit down with them at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society. Together, we discover what the synergy of these three elements means for the future of humanity. Knowledge is power, now more than ever.
Here we are. I was playing DJ for a little bit. I don't think I did a good job, but we're improvising, and this is special. This is very special for me. It's Marcus Chappelli, usually running ITSP Magazine podcast and webcast, but another thing that I do on the side, and I'm very happy every time I do that, is to be a mentor, a member of the Mentor Project, and I love it. I meet a lot of amazing people. There is a lot of initiatives, and always looking forward to see what's coming up next. This is what we're doing today, and with me there is Deborah Heiser, Javier Sabos Francario, and Janela Ramirez Fontin, and these are special people, special friend of mine that I'm excited to be part of an initiative on top of the Mentor Project. There is actually something special, another event on top of the Mentor Project. So without me talking the whole time, I would like to pass the ball to Deborah, that I officially allow, and I'm happy to welcome as a co-host for this. Hi, Deborah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for hosting this, Marco. I'm really excited to be on this podcast.
Of course. I feel like we've been talking, planning this event for a while. So I'm excited to share these with everybody. And of course, Javier, how are you, Javier?
Fine, thank you for the invitation, both. I'm going to do my best, everybody, and show this conversation today.
Yeah, and you brought an important, very important piece of this event and this conversation. Of course, we would have not been able to achieve much without her. And Janela, welcome.
Hey, Marco, how are you? It's a pleasure for me to be here participating and talking with you about what we are preparing. It's amazing.
It is. It really is. Deborah, why don't we start a little round of introduction here? We'll start with you, and then you can pass the ball to the others. A little bit about yourself and the Mentor Project.
Sure. I'm an applied developmental psychologist, and my area is aging. And one might think, wow, what does that have to do with anything here? But I'm the CEO of the Mentor Project, where we bring people who are experts in their fields to mentor students around the world for free. And what I'm most interested in is how our mentors and how those who give back, what do they get out of it? And why do they want to do it? And what we've found is that we have more than 100 world-class experts like yourself, Marco, teachers that are unbelievably amazing, like Javier, who have come together with astronauts and astrophysicists and writers and mathematicians, all sorts of individuals to make the world a better place. And in doing so, they are coming together and having a blast doing it and finding out that leaving a legacy is just as much fun as it is building your own legacy as the next generation.
Absolutely. And I can testify that I just recorded a podcast not too long ago with Javier, and we had a lot of fun. I think you can see the passion that come in. And Javier, one of your quote was, "It's better to give than to receive." So I think that highlight exactly what Deborah said here. So a little bit about yourself, and why do you think that it's better to give than to receive when you teach, especially?
Yes, thank you, Marcos, again, David, for the introduction. I am glad to be a mentor because all the time you're going things to the kids and other people, and you receive the affection and in the way that they work together and how they learn. But the most important thing is that you learn more from them than you're giving to them, in certain ways, because you realize how they appreciate your time, your effort, the way, the attention that you pay them, and sometimes they don't receive that in other places, especially when it's related with their passions. And sometimes they could find people that help them with their passions, with their thoughts and with their ideas. So when they found that, for them it's a pressure, yes, that they want to keep and maintain and obtain all the time and follow that kind of things. So during the past of the years, I realized that that is going to be the huge gift that you can receive. The smiles, the complicity, in the good way, and all that you obtain for the students. That is great. For example, Shanela is one of my ex-students. I said ex-student because she's now in the college. But during 6 years in the secondary school, she followed all my crazy ideas, like the college, because it's not very common that in a social schools, you're planning to make a race on the moon, a hackathon about space, on all these things that they are very common for technical schools or for university students running for secondary school. Yes, so now I introduce with you Shanela, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her and all this passion that you mentioned that I transmit during the past of the years.
Thank you, Javier. That's great. I really loved to be part of all these ideas and projects that you brought to us when I was at school. And, I like creativity and I like making and being part of these hackathons and projects and racing up in the moon. I don't really believe that every person can be part of this. It doesn't matter what talent, what gift you have to bring. You need to love these things. So I've been participating in many hackathons and projects that Javier made, and also that the mentor project organized, especially during the pandemic year, which was a really mess globally. But it was a good opportunity to connect with things that you like and to disconnect with the world and the bad things that you have in them. So I think that creativity is a great opportunity to imagine the world that you would like to have, and I think that we can all be connected from every part of the world, from Argentina, the United States, Russia, Ukraine, China, many countries on the world, that there is one thing that connects us, which is creativity, which is passion, which is love for doing these things, There's a quote that I really like, which says that work is love made visible, So it's a great opportunity to be part of all these ideas, groups, and well, we will be talking about what is coming, and I think that maybe Javier or Marco would like to start like saying things about what is coming, which is great. I can not even put it in words because I really enjoy this, and I think that we all enjoy it. It's great. It's great.
Well, I have to say that I hope that the people that listen to the podcast and not just not the video, they can actually see you. By listening, they can see you smile, because this is infectious. This is amazing to see this energy. So I think we should follow the suggestion from Janela and introduce the hackathon. So Javier, first of all, a hackathon. what is it, and why are you so passionate about this?
Well, the hackathon is a very simple word. It's a combination of two words. Hackers, yes, but everybody associates hackers with black hat, and all this one that they try to obtain money for stolen cyber information, and all that, and marathon. But in this case, the word hacker is used in the good way. It's to broke something to find a solution. Yes. So that is the mean that the hacker has in this word. And marathon, that means that they work together during 48 hours, 32 hours to obtain a solution. Yes. So you combine that two words and you obtain the word hackathon. And that is the main point. Now, hackathons are every part of the world. They are all do it for different colleges, different universities, for different topics. But we prepare one that is completely different because we meet kids from different parts of the world that they never see before, and we put together in groups that the only that they have in common is the topic that they choose or the category. And with that, they have to work. In the previous one, we mix people from Argentina, USA, and they have to work together with the time zones, differences with the barrier of the language, with mentors. And they have to work in Slack, in Discord, with Meet, Zoom, and they have to deal with all these difficulties and find a solution or a problem that sometimes will give for us, for the mentor project, and sometimes they propose their own challenge to solve. And the ideas that we saw with kids from 40 years old was amazing, and was incredible. Sometimes even the mentors and the judges was surprised of the level of the solution that they found. And another thing that is incredible, they do it during their free time in a weekend, So we have Debbie and Shanela Debbie was participate as the organization, also the judges, and Shanela was taking part in 2 or 3, if I don't remember bad, about this 2 or 3 first edition of the hackathon. Now we are preparing one for this year, and we're going to invite everybody that like these kind of activities, and they are teenagers and they don't have a place where to go, and they could find kids that they have the same interest in, like in global pollution, space, inclusion, yes, and health. They could find here, and cybersecurity too, they could find a place where they can connect with kids from another part of the world and work together and realize that we need the help of others to solve the problems. And sometimes the problems are so common that the problem that they have in China or in USA or in Tanzania are the same that they have in USA, Mexico, Brazil, or Argentina. So why not to try to work together and put that in practice?
Javier, you have been amazing with this project. This is the 3rd year putting this on, and we've had the great pleasure of watching Janella grow up and see the progression of students that started out a few years ago having ideas and allowing them to come up with something creative, like Gianella said, that it's the creative aspect of it that's so exciting. But having the mentors that sit beside them when they have a question and help them to say, you know what, you can go even farther if you do this, or this might lead to a dead end or an area that might not be able for you with this in the project. And getting the opportunity to bring both mentors and students who haven't met before really puts everyone in a position where you have to start running fast. It's a very quick and intense way that people get to know each other pretty quickly and pretty well. So the idea that you are doing team building, much like you would do in Harvard Business School, putting together a team of people that you don't know, solve a problem. Everyone has to take on a role, and then bringing in outside support and help. This is the kind of thing that Javier has done so well, and we're super excited this year because Janella has graduated and she's now running it. She came up with the entire plan this year, the themes, the logo, everything. She's now leading it. So this is exactly what we've been looking for with the Mentor Project, is to give someone a little push in the right direction, a little guidance, open a door, and then they take it away. And quite honestly, Janella, you're doing it better than we did it before. So thank you to Javier for having the vision, and for Janella to making it even better than we did it before.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the role of a good leader, is that when he leads the way, and then the follower become the leader themselves. So this is the great example of that. So Janella, tell us, what have you come up with? Because as Deborah and Javier mentioned, there are topics that the students, the team that compete can choose, and all your ideas. So please tell us, what did you think in your head there?
Thank you for everything that you have said. I would like to sum up the whole hackathon in one word, which are dreams. Everything started by a dream. So I start thinking, okay, which are the categories that we can put into this new hackathon? And I just open the browser, Google, and say, okay, which are the problems that we see every day? And we say, okay, these things happens every day, so it's like normalized, So I start thinking, okay, what don't you have you ever think about, I don't know, this problem, and creating methods to solve it? Okay, and why don't you like put it in words, or just write up an essay and in groups? So I was talking with Javier. I've been talking for many, many months, and then I joined this with Deborah and Marco, and we start discussing. So, okay, we have to mix. We are going to have mixed group from people from 12 years old up to 18 years old, which are, okay, what do we have in common? So we have like a range of age, which is a really, really big range. So what do we have in common? Which are problems that need solutions. So we were discussing, okay, we are going to divide it in categories. So which will be the categories? And then we just discuss for, okay, we have global pollution, we have cybersecurity, we have space. There are many, many problems in our world which needs to be solved, needs a solution. And everything parts from dreams and creativity. So we create a category which is just bring your own problem, bring your own solution, create it. So I think that it's a big opportunity just to also to gain awareness of everything that is in our world, and it causes a problem. And we say, okay, there are people who will solve it, but we are the future generation. We need to bring effective solutions by creativities. And people also said that, okay, dreams are dreams, they will never come true. I said, why not? Okay, why don't we just just discussion is a great tool to solve these problems. And something that Javier taught me is that everything that we can do it in groups, we can do it better. We can do it better with teams. We can do it better with people. You can do it alone, but you won't be so creative as with many peoples or with different groups, people that has different culture. Okay, we are like, some people are in the United States, some other in Argentina. So okay, we have different time, we have different culture, but we need to solve this problem. We need to do it like writing an article, an essay, and also to expose it, to the judge it, to present, to have an oral presentation, to be able to communicate, which is so important. The words are powerful. So we need to put it as a way in which we can have it as a tool, as an opportunity to communicate with other people, with teamwork, also to discuss with other teams and with judges. As Deborah said before, they are helping us because they know so many things that it's like Wikipedia here in Argentina. At least it's like a dictionary. They are so intelligent. And when I participated in the hackathons, I was amazed. I think, okay, these people are so great, and they are so open to service. So they are so open to help you with every problem, and also to teach, because we're here because we want to learn, and everything wants to learn. Judges wants to learn from the participants. The participants wants to learn from other participants and people. So it is incredible how people from different ages, and which dedicates in different areas. I'm studying law. There's something totally different from space and global pollution. And I'm here because I want to help. I'm here because I want to communicate. I want to make new relationships with other peoples, with judges. And this is so great. It's not just, okay, we have a problem and we have to solve it. That it is more than that. So I think that it's a great opportunity, and maybe Javier or Deborah or Marco can give like a feedback and how the experience is from judges or from teachers, because I was a student and I have a point of view. You have another point of view, but everything it's so great that I think that there are many things that you can take from these opportunities, from these groups, that you will not even able to say it all in just one streaming. So I think that it's great.
Janella, you actually hit the nail on the head when you said, hey, it might be good to hear from what the mentors and the judges felt like. I can tell you some of the behind the scenes stories from some of the mentors. In fact, one was just from yesterday. I was speaking with a mentor and I was saying, oh, we're getting ready for the hackathon and Janella is running it. And he said, oh, I remember in the Slack channel speaking with the mentees, and it was so exciting for the mentors. Not only were they speaking with the mentees and they were so excited by the ideas, that then they started talking with each other, all of the mentors, because they were so amazed at the high level ideas that people had. And when I say that, we're not talking about people who are just coming in to help out. We're talking about people who are experts in cybersecurity, people who are expert coders, people who are experts in health, in medicine, in all of the different areas that were needed. And they were so excited that they were then off channel talking amongst themselves about how cool all the students were. And they're still talking about it now. And the judges had such a tricky time judging, because when we were judging each of the categories that were put out, the students came together with such creative, new, different ideas that no one had thought about before. They were all so unique that, space experts said, wow, we have not seen space cleanup looked at this in this kind of a way. It was really difficult for the judges to look at the health bracelet that was brought about for stroke identification and cybersecurity, making something. The cybersecurity expert said, wow, that's amazing. So the excitement that you're feeling on the other side, being a participant, is at least as exciting for those who are on the other side.
And, you know, I'm going to pass the ball to Javier here, because I'm actually going to be, for the first time, a judge. And I already know I'm in trouble, because it's going to be so hard to judge something that is probably, in a way or in another, so creative. But we need some parameters, right? I mean, everything is going to be great, but somebody's going to have to win. And it doesn't mean that we're not all winner in the end, but officially somebody is going to take the prize, whatever it is. So Javier, how do we get into assess the success of this team? What are we looking for here?
Well, thank you, Marco. In general, that we look for is the idea that is creative. Sometimes, because they have a weekend to solve it, we don't expect a complete solution. Yes, but the idea has to be sustainable. That means that could be possible now in the near future with the technology that they are involved and all that. And sometimes they such incredible ideas that sometimes you say, why don't think this, or why don't think in that way? Also, we have kids that sometimes they learn something in a weekend. We have a case of one student that learned Python, that everybody that is related with coding and all that, they're going to know that it's not a very simple language. And he learned from zero in one weekend. So you can imagine the idea that how they involve in the project and how they create these things. So you can imagine that when the mentor realized that he was learning Python and he learned in one weekend and they create a sustainable solution for a problem in cybersecurity, there was everybody astonished, because they believe that they come in knowing the coding and all that from nations. And it was the first time that he sat in front of a computer and made coding. So these kind of things are the ones that we consider in the moment that we make the judges, you know, and we involve in the process too. Because we have two steps in this process. Because in general, in all the hackathons, you present your idea, they give you, okay, you win, you're not. Sometimes they give you feedback, sometimes no, and that's all. Good. Hello, goodbye, see you next time, you know. In this hackathon that we're going to run with the Metron project, and this one is the different, yes, the more important key is that the kids have 1 weekend to prepare the first draft, yes, of their presentation and the problem. They submit this idea. The judges have 1 complete week to see this first draft. They give them in the next Saturday morning a feedback, and they have a second complete weekend to rebuild their idea, to transform the presentation, make a new presentation. They submit, and after that second week that the judges have to see all the presentation, they receive the winner awards and they receive a feedback from the judges again. So all the time they receive a lesson, yes? And I'm going to explain also the work of the mentor and the judges, because they are very important. We have a judges, yes, that he take the time to observe a presentation, and almost second by second, she wrote all the modifications that they have to make during the presentation, like tone of the voice, font, colors, you know, and everything. And I learned so much from that feedback that I use in my presentation at the school, and I transmit to my students also. So this idea that we don't have anything to learn and they receive all the knowledge from us, it's not in that way. because I'm running this for many years already, these kind of hackathons and everything, and all the time I run new things. And this time I received for a mentor that take the time to say to the mentees, we have to check this, and this. And from that point, you are going to have this already for obtain more points, So also the judges learn from the presentation and they see an improvement on the kids when they saw the same presentation for a second time. Not the same, because they modify a lot of things, and sometimes during the week they connected by email or in Discord or in Slack, and they continue working in their own idea. And when the second weekend they have for make some modification, they also do it during that weekend, and they obtain a better product at the end.
If I can just jump in, I'd love to be able to say a little bit about students who would like to participate can go to our website, mentorproject.org. And if you go to event, you'll see on there we have a description of the hackathon. And on there, we also have a registration form. And we're so incredibly excited that this is an international hackathon. We've done this before, and it's phenomenal to bring students, as Janella said, from 12 years old all the way to 18 years old to work together. What you do is you register and you choose the category that you'd like. You put a 1, it's ranked from 1 to 5 for each category, and then you submit that. Then the judging team gets together and puts together a list of groups. It's going to be 5 different groups based on the categories, and you'll get to meet your teammates at that point. And the exciting thing about this is that each student is going to get to meet people that they're going to be intensely working with in a fun and creative way. And some people think, oh my goodness, that would be very intimidating to meet new people. I'm a little shy. But in the end, everyone gets along really well and finds the role that they're strongest and most confident in. And those relationships can last well beyond the hackathon. It can lead to other opportunities as well for the students. So we're thrilled to be able to have that happen. Once the students have their teams created, we have the kickoff. You get to meet everybody, you meet your teammates, you get put into a Slack channel so that you can dialogue with your teammates and with the mentors. And at that point, you start working on your idea. You submit it, and on the due date, the first submission due date, the judges take a look, the mentors take a look, and mentors will give feedback, and judges will give feedback to the students at this point. And then they'll have another chance to make it even better for the final submission. And then it's judged, and then everyone wins in this case. There are certificates signed by some of the biggest names in the world. We have people like the person who patented how we use credit cards on the internet, Bob Cousins, who's the 2020 Inventor of the Year. We have Bill Cheswick, who is one of the fathers of the firewall. We have some amazing mentors. We have Charlie Camarda, who is an astronaut. We have a ton of people who are really amazing. And so the certificates are given out to everyone who's participated. And we've in the past had a really wonderful opportunity for the students to get a lot of press in terms of feedback from others, but also they'll be able to have us to be interviewed on Marco's podcast. That will be the winning team. And so that's going to be huge. He's with ITSP Magazine, and it has a huge following. We're just thrilled about that. So everyone who participates wins, but the winner does get a lot of extra in the end. And so it's really a lot of fun. We do hope you'll come to mentorproject.org and check out the event page.
Yeah, see, Javier, she already mentioned the page, but we also will remind it again, the page at the end. We'll put it in the comments because this video will go on the Mentor Project page /hackathon, which is where you can find all the information. There are some videos that I'm very excited because when I watch them, they make me smile because it's been recorded by ex-student, ex-participant, and actually I know that other mentor and judges are recording that as well. So it's very spontaneous, the reason why we are all excited about this. But I think that one of the reasons why they need to go there, it's the fact that they can learn about these categories. And when I look at the categories, I'm like, these are projects that entire research group in university can look at and take years and many resources to develop. So when we think about the fact that these teams are going to do it in a couple of weekends, it's quite amazing. So we need to be very, very conscious of the limited resources and the limited amount of time that this team are going to come up with a solution, and that's going to be exciting. Janella, when you were presenting the ideas in one of our meetings, you were kind of pinpointing the kind of like the percentage of how important is the presentation, the oral presentation, the written presentation, the delivery, and the feasibility, and so on. And I think this is a little bit different compared with the years before. So I know you play a lot more with the creativity on this. So tell us a little bit, what is the innovation on this one?
Yeah, I think that changes are good, and when I was thinking about the hackathon, I was thinking about creativity, and for every judge to have like the percentage. Okay, we are going to evaluate creativity and how every team creates and communicates with people, but also we are going to evaluate maybe a paper, the oral presentation, the teamwork, because you can have a great solution to our problem, but if your teamwork doesn't work, what are you winning, on the way you write, the way you express your ideas, the way you communicate. So every judge will have a percentage in order to evaluate every team. You will have to learn to develop your skills as well as writing, because you do not write as the same way as you speak with people, as you present your idea. There are different techniques, and you will have to present your oral presentation in just 5 minutes, which are okay. I have a lot to say to present the problem, which will be the problems, I don't know, in 10 years, how people are dealing with these problems, and then you will have to present your solutions. So every just in 4 minutes, where it's a little time to say a lot of things. So you will need to work on this, and everything is so perfectly developed, and the judges we have, because one judge can evaluate one thing and then the other evaluate another thing. So I think that it's a good idea to have the percentage, to have a 50% maybe with creativity, 15% with paper, oral presentation, and teamwork. So I think that when you have a result, when you have a solution, it's baby steps of everything and every teamwork that you do, So I think that it's a good way to have the same feedback from different judges, and from the judge to have, okay, I have to evaluate on this, and I would like to make a special overview in creativity than the paper, and for the teamwork to from the teams to write an article. So I think that it's a good opportunity for them to say I'm going, and also for the people who are participating from student, I'm going to be evaluating on creativity, teamwork, paper, and the oral presentation. So you will be able to focus in different ways on. I think that it's like another point of view of a hackathon. And maybe last year or the other years where the mentor project and Javier organized the hackathons, they focused on other things, and I think the changes are good, and it's a great opportunity to evaluate creativity. With nowadays it is forgotten. People will say, okay, that's a creative idea, but it's unreal, so I am not going to evaluate that. But I think that it's a good opportunity to say, okay, maybe I have this idea, I'm creative. The idea is, it's the solution. It's like, okay, I do not have the methods, but I would like to have this idea, and the futures, maybe in 10 years, 15 years, they will be realized. I think that's great. So I will encourage judges to focus on creativity as well as the oral presentation, the paper, which is very important, because as I said before, you can have the best idea and solution, but if you do not present it is as in a good way, you will not able to communicate. So
Okay, now if you give me the permission, I'm going to explain a little bit about why the students, should apply for this kind of event. There are a lot of things that Chanela and we mentioned before, that you have the opportunity to work with people that maybe you never think the idea to work before. Like, for example, with work with kids from all around the world in your same team. Because if you participate in international competitions like maths, chemistry, physics, you represent your own country or your own schools against other schools or other countries. In this kind of competition, you're going to represent a team that is work with different kids from different countries. If we think in this way, we can think about like is the International Space Station. They don't have astronauts for only one place. They have from different countries, astronauts that fly there and work all together, and they have different parts of the world stations that control what happens in that international station. So we can think about in that way. If you want to work with people, and I make emphasis in with kids from different parts of the world and make a team and solve real problems, this is your opportunity to do it. And also, if you want to be challenged, and we mentioned before with mentors, and churches, that they are very clever and they have their own companies and they work. And if you check the videos that you can check in the mentor project, and you're going to realize the videos of the mentors that they are involved. In general, you cannot believe the quality of the mentors and how able they are that they give you their free time during a weekend to work with you. So you're going to be surprised about that. Chanela and all our students, when they realize the video of the people, they cannot believe it. And some of them have conversations, 1 hour with a mentor after the hackathon, and they cannot believe the things that they explain about and how they explain and how they learn a lot of different things from a lot of different topics. With cybersecurity, about technology, and all that. It was incredible. So if you like that kind of people, you are the people that they want to create new things and you need a place where your imagination can fly, this is the kind of event, and this is the kind of place that you're going to find that kind of ideas or the place. Because one time that you enter in this world and you like it, these ideas, and you like it the way of the mentor, it's like you, no matter what age you have it, after this event, you are going to be involved at Janela and any other mentees that they are working in different projects nowadays. So I repeat it, this is the place for you. You want to work with international people, kids, mentors, and every single one that they want to make a better world. This is your place to be on a train, and you're going to enjoy it very much.
Very well said. I kind of want to sign up, but unfortunately, I'm not a kid anymore, so I'll just be there and judge. Deborah, it's so exciting that there is this circle. I don't want to sound cheesy, but it's the circle of life, right? I mean, you are an expert in aging, and I remember having a podcast with you, of course, and you were telling about, you get to a certain point that you're wise enough that maybe you want to share this knowledge with people. So what better way to do this? And also, what better way to get the ideas in the end of the new generation? Because, we haven't been doing so good lately, I think, as the older generation. So we should probably listen to the younger one. And this is a great opportunity. It may not be the big event, but this is already the third time, and I know there will be more. So, Deborah, maybe to close, a few words from you on, what can people expect? And I know maybe there's some sponsors that would be great to have as well. So a couple of words.
Sure. We are seeking sponsorship for this. So if you are interested, if you are an organization that likes to match donations, or you really think that this is something that resonates with what your company does, or the values that you hold, this is exactly that is exactly what we're looking for, are people who can support this effort, so that we can keep doing this every year, so that we can keep bringing in students that graduate out and help Gianella and others to continue on. We are wasting our most precious natural resources in the world, and those are our experts who have become huge in their field, who hold a lot of knowledge, and we are allowing our experts to give back their skills, knowledge, and values to the next generation every hold one of these hackathons. And for us, there's nothing more thrilling than seeing someone like Gianella come along, and 3 years later, she's now running it. So she's holding that torch that was passed to her from Javier, and she's now running with it. This is exactly what we're looking for others to get involved with us, to partner with us, to support us. And so I do hope that you can go to our website, mentorproject.org, and support the project.
Yeah, and if you represent a school, if you're a teacher, it doesn't have to be just a student that take the initiative. I mean, share with your classes, with other teachers next to you, then maybe they may know somebody that is passionate about cybersecurity, science, in this case, antibiotic resistance, space. We want to talk about tourism and pollution in space, because, there is that too. We're already polluting space. And then the global pollution with a way to recycle waters and any other kind of recycling. So these are very, very important, relevant topics. And I don't think there is nobody that can give some ideas about the future than, again, the future generation. So Javier, what an excellent job you have done with your student. I am truly impressed. They're surpassing you. That's when the student become better than the teacher. So watch out. Give us one last word to close, Javier.
Yes, thank you very much for all the words. And yes, I try to transmit my passion about all the things that I run. Yes, and it's not necessary that the student have to follow the path of the science. Janela is going to become a lawyer, but she loves this kind of event. So this means that if you believe that this is only for people that love science, you're wrong. It's for everybody that they concern these kind of topics. And you can realize that you can make a huge support, and you can become your ideas, bring your ideas and make all these events bigger and better, yes? So that is the most important point. Yes, thank you very much.
All righty. And Janela, I'm going to leave the last word to you. You close it. Bring us home.
Okay, thank you, Marco. And I would like to say, everyone, that this is a great opportunity. Sometimes opportunities pass just one time in life, so it's a great opportunity for you to make new friends, to communicate, to talk, to be realized that the human creates problems, and the humans are the one who are going to solve it. So enjoy, because it's the only thing that we want for you to have in this experience is to enjoy this, and also do not stop dreaming and being creative, because these are skills that not everyone has, and it's a really, really good opportunity for you. So, and we'll be so glad to have you here, to meet you and to communicate and to talk. And these mentors are incredible. When I met them, I said, okay, I will work with them, and I will talk, I will make questions to them. So it's a great idea to communicate, to meet people from another parts of the world. This is a great chance that phones and different medias gave us, and it's great.
Wonderful. So it's the mentorproject.org/hackathon if you want to learn about this. And I hope you enjoyed it, because there is 3 more episodes coming, and you'll get to meet the mentors, you'll get to meet the judges, and you'll get to actually meet some of the other students that they're going to tell us stories about what happened during the other hackathon. They're not going to tell you how to resolve the problem. They're not going to give you the secret sauce, but that's up to you. So thank you again. That's number 1. We'll be back probably in a week from now. Thank you so much for everybody listening. And Deborah, Javier, Janela, thank you for being part of this first episode. Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of our on-location conversation. If you learned something new and this podcast made you think, then share itspmagazine.com with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you represent a company and wish to associate your brand with our conversations, sponsor one or more of our podcast channels. We hope you will come back for more stories and follow us on our journey. You can always find us at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society.